It's your boy, Bohemian Lonely, aka Bolo. And you're listening to my interview on New Atlanta Radio.
Not mine. It's
Bohemian Lonely.
hey, that's what's up.
AKA Bolo, you know what I'm saying? Bolo baskets, Bolo baggins.
Yeah, you about to hear him speak to us. Well, speak to me for the next half hour. So stay tuned. Just I only got like one announcement. Jay Newton. Wait, so my fault. So Atlanta's Own's hosting an event on May 28th. The presenters are Jay Newton, Jelani Imani, Isaiah, Surf, Ben Riley, Cam the Artisan, Clue, Camo, David the Tragic, and Raymond. That's on May 28th, and yeah, check it out. So
Shout out those guys.
yeah, shout out to those guys.
Shout out Atlanta.
You know it. So yeah, we're about to get into this interview with Bolo. So how you been, bro?
Man, I've been good, man. Just focused on the next stage of my life, career, all that shit, man. Like,
Right.
Tapped in.
Got you. And then you're coming off like your two EPs you done in 20 like last year. I'm gonna say 2021,
Yeah.
but it was last year,
Yeah.
which was Bolo EP and then the Bolo's home studio. So tell us about like the Bolo EP. That one was dope. I mean they're both dope, but I really like that one.
The Bolo, so Bolo's home studio, I don't like, that's just throwaways.
Yeah.
And I just put them on SoundCloud. That's like the throwaways when I was making the EP. And so I was just like, I don't want to keep these to myself because I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to drop this seriously.
Right.
So, and I have like before I have some old stuff like on SoundCloud, and it's called the Ghetto Home Studio EP.
Yeah.
So it's just songs that I was just working on that I was just like, I want to put them out, but I don't know what to do with them.
Right.
But Bolo EP, man, that was just like me becoming Bohemian Lonely. Like, it was just a whole era of my life where I was just trying to figure shit out, figure myself out. Like right when the pandemic happened,
Right.
I started producing. And so I was just thinking about like music in a different way, and I was just like, I kind of want to just like come out in the game in a certain way. I was kind of thinking about it in a more like, I just want to build a catalog. I'm not trying to, because I used to rap before,
Right.
but I was like, I didn't feel like I had an identity. And so I kind of use that to my advantage. Like, that's kind of what Bohemian Lonely is. It's like not really an identity. You're just going with your own flow.
Right.
And that's how I've always felt like I am. So that shit just came together perfectly. And then the Bolo nickname, I was just like, yeah, I got to do something like this. So,
Right.
quick 6 songs, but they're all like, they're jam-packed with shit. Like, the lyrics and the beats, and it goes, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like a loose story.
Got you. And then, like your beats, or the beats on both albums or all EPs, are like really unorthodox, like compared to what's out there. So how did you come up with that sound? Like, because you're not gonna hear like that type of like sound anywhere else. Like, I'm being honest with you. I'm
Man,
not just gassing. Like, I'm being for real.
I appreciate it, man. It's just, I feel like influences, man, and those years where I was like formative, because I've been a writer. I've been writing rap since like 2014, recording songs. Like, I have like old mixtapes and stuff. But when I was approaching this Bolo stuff, like, I had some old songs, and when I figured out how to produce, I kind of just was like, oh, I could take this shit I like from this kind of music and mix it with this. And
Right.
I kind of was just fucking around for a while, and then when I got comfortable like rapping on my own shit, I was like, okay, I kind of try to find a good way to make it still ride, like you still be able to like, but you know that it's not normal.
Right.
Like, you know it's not, you're not supposed to be bobbing your head, but it's like, oh no, like he found out something. So I just want that to present, because I'm in a mode now, I just don't, it's hard for me to like just regular sounding stuff, so I don't want to make stuff that sounds regular to me.
Right.
So whatever just sounds weird, that's when I work with people, I'm just like, yo, let's just try to do some weird. If we're gonna either get some fire shit or some whack shit.
Right.
Most of the time it's fire. and I'm just really focused on, I'm a writer, so like I like to write and then have the beat build after. And also for the EP, I produced Dance Man. That was the only one I produced on there.
That was a fun song to listen to.
And I love that. That was the first beat of mine that I made that I rapped on.
Yeah, for real?
Hey. Yeah, I made like 100 and some beats before then.
Yeah.
And so I've actually rapped on other beats that I've made before that, after that, and kind of added shit to them now.
Right.
Because I've finished like recording this album that I'm planning to drop, but
hey, that's what's up.
And I've definitely I produced way more on there. I produced like 7 out of 12
Gotcha.
songs.
Okay, cool. And then have you produced for other artists too, given that you're taking on more of a production responsibility too? In addition, you still like keeping track of
I'm just starting to get into that bag now.
Yeah.
Like producing for other people. Because when I first started, I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to be inspired and rap on this.
Right.
And now I'm like working with other artists and like collabing on beats with other artists. I haven't necessarily like gotten a placement yet though, like just with my beat.
Got you.
But yeah, more of that coming this year for sure.
Got you.
I'm just reaching out for more of those opportunities.
Cool. We'll be looking out.
Yeah, because I do want to hear other people besides me like on my production, because I kind of feel like I'm in like a bag now where like, because at first I was like, are these beats good? They're weird, but are they good? But now that I know that people come to me be like, yo, that's a fire beat. Like, so I'm like, okay, I just got to keep going. Like, I'm trying to learn more real technical shit to like add to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense though. Kid Cudi was like on the same wave too.
Yeah,
like his
love
beats
Kid
were, like,
Cudi.
weird, and then like everybody wanted to be on like Kid Cudi beat or make something like Kid Cudi, like, in a way. So
I feel like it's like a pros and cons to both things, because you can rap on regular stuff and it's easier to like be accessible to people.
Yeah.
But if you do something weird and that's your own thing and it clicks, I feel like that's just a stronger thing, because then people are gonna look at to me for that.
Right.
Because they know they can't get it nowhere else.
right.
And so I feel like this is real intentional. I kind of fuck with how it's moving, like it's moving. And I just work with, if it's not my beat, I don't like go on YouTube anymore. I used to, man, the YouTube days, man.
The tight beats.
Tight beats. And shout out to the tight beats.
Yeah.
There's actually, myself was a tight beat that I rapped to, but I ended up like DMing the producer and getting like the exclusive from him.
Right.
And Cold Sweats was a tight beat that I used, and I actually just used that as a tight beat, but it was really just a loop. It was just like a sample loop, so it wasn't really a beat. But I just remember hearing that and like wanting to tell that story,
right,
like instantly.
Yeah, that song just reminded me of like something Tyler the Creator did on Goblin. His very like first album. So I was like
that on this album, because people tell me it reminds them of Tyler the Creator, but what I would say, like, it's kind of exaggerated, but for the most part, all that shit really happened to me, like being in the hospital and like all that shit.
For real? Oh.
And so, and the growth from that is what led up to the Bolo EP.
Got you.
And that's why, like, after on the album or the EP, after that song, like, you know, you hear that beat at the end that my friend made, and it's just like, it gives it a happier end, like a happier feeling, because that's how I felt like when I made the album. Like, it brought me out of a bad place.
Right. Oh wow. So it was like a therapy session.
Yeah.
I mean, the song itself is therapy session.
Yeah,
The
pretty
whole
much.
album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got you.
And like, so like myself is basically just saying like how it's like kind of like the thesis of the whole Bohemian. Like, I'm doing it. I feel like I'm on my own time. Like, I'm doing my shit by myself. Like, it's kind of crazy how it came together. But once it came together, I was like, oh, I have something. Like, and then 3 songs. I found the beat for Jumbo on YouTube, and so I hit up that guy and I was like, yo, I wrote something to this, because I had Jumbo for a while and I was trying to get that Jumbo right. And he was like, yo, this is hard. So we've been tapped in since then, and then he sent me the beat for Grandpa's Bands.
Right.
And Jim Work. Shout out Crew, he's from Philly.
Got you. I was about to ask that too. I was like, who are the other producers on there?
Yeah, so CMW Beats, he's the one who did Jumbo, Jim Work, and Grandpa's Bands.
Right.
AE Beats did Cold Sweats, and Ashton McCrate did myself.
Right.
And then I did Dance Man.
Got you. Shout out to all those producers.
Yeah.
And then talk to us about like your outfits and your bolo tie. Obviously, we know where like the bolo tie, bolo, but like that outfit, like in all your videos, you like wearing this like oversized suit and like.
So that's like the character. That's kind of like how I would view myself in my head sometimes.
Yeah.
Like being awkward and just like it kind of reflects that like the beats are kind of awkward, but like I still know how to move around. And
right.
So I just wanted to show like I could wear that suit wherever and just be myself wherever. Like, don't matter what you look like, you can't compromise what you look like. So I just wanted to have like a character represent that. And now I'm building a new character for this album, like Camp Counselor Bolo.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like why I'm dressed like this right now, because I'm just like on the summer camp vibes.
Got you. Okay. That makes sense.
And so you're gonna see like there's a way to like I'm trying to build a whole universe, so piece by piece.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking more like creatively now, as far as instead of just trying to be a rapper. Because before I was just like the rapper Josh. I was just trying to rap as best as I could. But now that I am confident in my rapping ability, I'm like, I gotta do something else. I gotta like create an identity and like through the music and like create like my own sound. Cause
right.
if time comes for me to rap, I can rap. If I can do a creative song, I just want to like be myself through music.
Right.
And so that's where I'm at with it now, because I feel like that's just real. That's what I fuck with now.
Got you. And talk about your influence. What influenced you to make to rap or make the raps that you do, or influence the sounds that you make? I mean, obviously your friends did, but like sometimes they do come from outside.
Yeah. So what made me start rapping? Because I've always been a rap fan like since a kid. Because my parents just always played rap for me.
Right.
But like Kendrick Lamar was like what influenced me. Like I could do this. Like I could do this because like he was just like a different guy from the environment he's from.
Right.
And so I was just kind of focused on like rapping and like trying to see different perspectives, and I'm inspired by everybody, man. Like dang, but like I'd say Kendrick, and then I'm inspired by like non-rap artists like Bob Marley.
Right.
I just kind of want to be like an artist like that, like where people just fuck with me for me,
right?
And they'll see what the music sound like, you know. Yeah,
right.
I want people to just get me straight from the music and like alternative like bands and stuff.
Yeah.
Like bands like Inner Wave, and I kind of want, and I'm trying to like, that's why I'm doing camp counselor stuff now, because I'm trying to like show how the outdoors has influenced me. Like I was in this program where I went on a lot of hikes, and that kind of just like transformed like how I think about the world, and like sometimes just going outside and just being in the nature, the present moment will just help you like go through. And I feel like people nowadays are just like on social media doing their phone shit. Nobody wants to like go outside unless it's like a whole, but it's like sometimes that's just all you need, like just to spend time with yourself and your thoughts.
Right.
To figure shit out, and I'm kind of like trying to portray that in the music, like just focus on your mental, like, and everything's gonna be all right. Got you.
And then, do you have any features like that are coming on this tape that like since it's more like camp focused, or is it gonna be more?
There's So I have a song with Taj, Keaton, and Jelani.
Yeah.
I can't wait to put that out.
Yeah.
I can't wait to put that out.
That's their first single.
The first single is gonna be just me.
Gotcha.
It's a song called Daps and Hugs, but it's hard.
That's a hard. Yeah, I've seen you perform that a couple.
I can't wait to drop that. I can't wait to drop this album, man. Like you don't know, because I'm just like, even shit's still coming out, and I'm like, yeah, this shit is still gonna be hard when I drop it.
Right.
And I'm like working on new stuff now, so I kind of feel, so I'm just making sure everything's right when I am ready to drop.
Right.
But man, yeah. And then I have Seren Fields on the song.
Oh, I heard. Yeah.
She actually just dropped her first album.
Yeah.
On Saturday. So shout out her 50/50.
Right.
Yes, and that song is crazy too.
Yeah.
She's super talented. We produced that song together.
Right.
And I'm just like trying to work with more people now. I'm kind of started tapping in with David the Tragic.
Yeah.
We don't have any like
anything official.
Anything like we made like we worked together on some stuff like beats and like a song, but I don't think anything's coming out yet.
Right.
Gotcha. I'm trying to tap in with everybody in the Atlanta scene, man. Yeah. Cause I fuck with the Atlanta scene for real. Cause everybody's doing. Nobody's judging, and everybody's putting in work. Everybody's trying to see each other win. So I feel like we can't lose with that.
Right.
Especially like, cause I feel like Atlanta right now is going through some shit.
Oh yeah, it's a lot.
Like like a lot of shit. Like as far as the mainstream. Yeah, man.
Yeah, with the whole like the YSL
thing, and just all the main people that are like representing Atlanta. It's like now they're gonna have to lay low
for a while. Yeah, and they were like the top selling artists too. Like
and so like it kind of reminds me of like here, and same shit happened in Chicago, but it's like vice versa happened.
Right.
Like, cause like there was the drill shit, but kind of Chance and like Vic Mensa, those people, they were getting big too, and like kind of like competing with that. But now it's just drill, and just like nobody's checking for the creative side.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's time in Atlanta for like the weird shit because there's always been like different shit bubbling
Right.
in Atlanta, but I feel like that's gonna be like at the forefront.
Hopefully, because sometimes I feel like record labels are like when they sign some of these like rappers who like do the more like mainstream like street shit.
Yeah.
The record labels push that more. They would do the, like the weird shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so-
it's hard. Yeah, it's still hard to get pushed, but that's why I'm like, that's why shit like this is so dope, man, because we can like make our own platforms now and like
Right.
try to push that shit on social media and
Right.
like just fuck around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of talented artists, and like it's a good way to like show them, like put them like in the forefront.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So is there like any? I know you're saying you're working on features though, but is there any particular feature that you would want? Like anybody, could be local, famous, could be.
Shit, you saying that, man. Work with so many people, but
Yeah.
I guess I could start locally, like with people that I haven't made a song with. I want to work with Kapani.
Yeah.
And with, like Aaliyah Nicole.
That's so dope.
I want to work with Hollow Sinatra.
Yeah.
Man, those are like the stick out names right now. As far as like if I could get any feature that I wanted, like top shit, man, that's a fucking heavy loaded ass question. I would say Kendrick. I just don't know what we would make.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it'd be like a weird but cool like.
Yeah.
Like.
Cause part of me would want to like get into some deep shit, but like I know we're not gonna be able to do that in a studio session. So like, man, that's a load. I want to work with everybody, man.
Yeah.
I want to work with like Young Nudie. Like I want to work with like fucking bands. There's this band called Innerwave. I want to work with Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Oh, actually, #1 feature. Toro y Moi.
Bro, holy shit.
#1,
Yeah.
like, I feel like no matter what me and Chaz would make would be fire.
Yeah. Bro, he dropped the album like
Yeah, that's
a couple
my.
weeks ago. Yeah.
It's either that album or the Kendrick album. That's my favorite.
Yeah. Did you listen to Denzel one?
Denzel's was really good too. Denzel's was really good too. I just feel like I like it. And I feel like it is a better album than like Taboo, but Taboo just hit me harder when it came out.
Got you. Yeah, Taboo was dope, but I don't know. I kind of like this album a little bit better. Though,
Yeah, I like this.
personally.
I like this album. Like he's really talking about some shit on this
Yeah.
album. Yeah, I love Denzel, man.
Right.
I would work with Denzel too.
Right.
I would definitely work with Denzel. Oh, JPEG Mafia.
Oh, yo.
I feel like we'd make some crazy shit.
Yeah, I feel like you guys would be like in the same lane, kind of.
Yeah.
Like even though his is like more industrial, like
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like I get like some of that's a big influence for me, like as far as the weirdness aspect, but I still like regular mainstream music too, so I don't
Right.
want to like, I like
Box yourself
everything.
in.
I kind of want to keep it. Like that's why Kendrick is like kind of like my standard, because
Right.
he does whatever he wants, but he still is able to stay relevant
Right.
everywhere. And I just want like my words, like I want the lyrics to really be impactful. Like so, like I've been taking my time. Like you'll see when the album comes out, like the writing is elevated, and so I just want it to be the same way with the next. With like I just want you to know that like I'm always working on my pen. Like even though vibes are important to me, like I'm
Right.
always trying to up my pen.
Right.
And some people aren't doing that, and it's more power to them. Like everybody's doing their own thing in music now. So.
Right.
But I just want you to like respect my pen, like on some shit.
Gotcha.
For real.
Yeah.
Like I want you to know me as a rapper, but also like I can do it, like because people look at Kendrick like, yeah, he's a great artist, but they know he's a rapper.
Right.
They're not gonna be like, oh, he's not a rapper, he's a rock star. Like
Right.
you know, you can say that for some artists.
Yeah.
But like I want to just be like a dope rapper.
Right. Do you see any of those rappers as competition, or like do you feel like you're the best, or you just feel like you're just in your own lane and then?
I feel like it is competition, and I do feel like I can stand up against anybody.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just really worried about myself because I don't want to get into the whole like, does my shit sound better than? Because you can take some aspect of somebody else's album and be like, yeah, it is better because it has. But as long as it's true to me and it sounds really good to me,
Yeah.
that's it, man. And then I could always like, if I feel like I could make, like I just love making music. Like I make music because I feel like I have to like get shit off my chest. That's
Right.
why I started writing to no beat. I just would write raps, and then like one day I found a beat that matched up, and I was like, I can do this shit. Like,
Right.
So,
Hmm.
yeah, man.
That makes sense though. Yeah.
Yeah, now I've been like writing shit and then making the beat after I write it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like
So how does that work? Like,
I'll write with a BP, so I'll write with a BPM in mind,
right.
and then make the beat to that BPM after I write.
Gotcha. So you're just writing to your production. Well, actually, no, you're writing first, and then the production comes later. But yeah. So I was like, I heard rappers who do that, and I was like, how does that work? Like, usually, if I would become a rapper, I just want to hear the beat first. Or like,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, because sometimes the beat, you hear a beat and you're like, oh, I gotta start writing. So I like both, but I like the fact that I can do the other way because I guess I just started off writing to beats.
Right.
So like, I can switch the flows just on that BPM, and then when I hear it, I'll add a new part to the beat to make it interesting.
Right. Got you.
Like, I just feel like I'm better at building songs now. So
Right.
That's what really helped me make beats. That makes sense.
So like, tell us about like your collabs like you've done with other platforms. Like you're with Apopolis, you've been on a lot of their lists, and then like you performed with they were on the same bucket too, Lena Cole, T, Roswell.
Yeah.
So like, how did that come together? Because you guys do perform like really frequently. It's cool though. Like
Man,
I enjoy it. So.
I really shout out to Ape Obelisk because the first people that I was performing with are like some of my close friends, like the Shrugs people, and then so they saw that I could perform, and I reached out to Michael. He's like the head of Ape Obelisk, and I was just like, yo, can I perform?
Oh, cool.
And he checked on my stuff, and he was like, yeah, sure. And then ever since I did the first one, like it was like that show was like really fire. Like everybody was like, the whole crowd was going crazy. And so ever since then, like we've just had like mutual respect. It's like what y'all are doing, like they're making their own platform for events and showcasing artists, and then that led me to work with like Capture the People.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm trying to, you know, have everybody know that I'm out here taking this shit serious. I'm down to perform. I even did a 13 Night Lights. For Armando.
Yeah, you did. I was gonna talk about that too.
Like. Yeah, man. Like everybody, I did some open mics.
Yeah.
I do open mics. I'm still like down to do those.
Right.
Cause I just feel like right now I'm just putting in work. Like I'm not trying to see. I don't like. Of course, results are great and people listening, but like I just know that it's gonna be like a lot of stuff I have to do, regardless of who's listening, for me to like get somewhere with this, like officially.
Right.
So that's how the terms of like I'm just not stopping. Like that's the only thing. That's the only way I feel like I could fuck up is if I quit.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. So have you had like people like in the industry like reach out to you, or anybody like small reach out to you like, hey, we would like to support you, promote you, and all that?
Yeah, man.
Like,
that happened to me before I was even Bolo. Like when I was just like radio stations would hit me up, or people. I remember one time, me and Taj, we were supposed to open up for Bryson Tiller,
right?
And then they just shitted on us because we were mad young, like, and like we was like. I was like, damn, we gotta blow up. We gotta blow up now, like before I graduate high school. But now I'm at a point where like, this is kind of like, I'm glad I didn't blow up then, because I went through so much shit after that. Yeah. And now I feel like I'm in a position, like if it does come, I can like think about it in a better way.
Right.
Yeah.
Got you. And but do you have your own team like that helps like look after you or look after your music and all that, or are you just doing it just like solo, being solo?
I'd say like I have a good support system, like with everybody like closely affiliated with Shrugs, like Taj, Keaton, like just that whole like the whole Shrugs movement. Like those are like my brothers. Like those are like just people they're not just booking me for a show. Yeah. So I feel like we're like a unit, and we always like got each other's back. Like Taj, he's like a real motivation for me, because he's like doing real shit, and I've opened like my eyes to see like behind the scenes, to really tell myself like, oh, I just have to do certain things and shit could work out. Like you just have to keep trying. Right. Because before I was just be like, I'm gonna make a song, drop it. Dang, nobody's listening. I just like I feel like I knew I didn't know what I needed to do. Yeah. But now I just know that you just have to do something. You just gotta. That's what the whole Bolo EP was about. Like I'm just gonna fucking put this suit on. I'm not gonna worry about having a new fit in every picture.
Right.
I'm gonna wear the same fit. I'm gonna do some DIY videos. Just put them shits out, man. Like,
right.
Because when I was like, when I was the rapper Josh, like when I was JT,
yeah,
I wanted to. I made like a whole album. And I was like, no, I need the video to be do this when I have the car coming and then get the thing, and then everybody be like, yeah, that sounds good, and then it just never happened. So right now I'm like scaling it up. That's why it's taking me a little longer to get the album, because I do want it to be growth, but at the same time I'm not overthinking anything.
Right.
I'm still trying to like capitalize off of like simple shit.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. And then what do you look for in the future? Like obviously your tape. Yeah. Do we have a date for that yet, or it's just like still up in the air?
This summer.
This summer. Yeah.
I don't want to say a date and then miss it. Like, it's still a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, but definitely like this year I'm coming.
Got you.
And summer camp.
Right.
So, yeah. But as far as like outside of music, I kind of just want like to keep building the Bolo universe. Have people look for me out, like build like even if you don't like my music, you can rock with my character.
Right.
And that could open you up to music later.
Right.
I kind of want to start some like outdoor events, like just like campaigns to get people outside more, and like just like advocating for the outdoors for real, like become camp counselor Bolo for real.
Right.
Yeah, and
it's the season, it's spring, summer almost. Yeah. So like
and just man, and eventually more people get touched by the music, and I can go and get more opportunities, spread the love, man.
Right.
And that's the real, just more opportunities to spread the love and like bring new ideas to the table. Like I want to inspire people, like I've been inspired to like just do whatever the fuck you want, like just do like you can make it work. Like you don't have to, because I know too many people that are like, I gotta be like this, I gotta be like that.
Yeah.
And so I want people like to know you don't gotta be like nothing. Like you gotta figure out what you want to do.
Right. Gotcha. That makes sense. Like inspirational. Yeah. So like, do you have any shows coming up that are booked, or are you just like chilling till the album drops?
I'm chilling right now. My last show was like last week. Well, May 5th.
Yeah. Was that the one at UGA, or was it different?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, what happened there?
Man, just a lot. Just a lot, man. Athens. That was my first time in Athens.
Yeah, for real. Oh, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, long story short, just bullshit, man.
Right.
Just bullshit. I don't know what else. I don't know what to say about that, man.
Yeah.
It's just there. But right now, I don't have anything booked.
Right.
That could change. But I'd say like just be on the lookout June, July. Like you should probably see me coming back to the stage. But
got you.
At least for May, I think this is like the rest of this month. There's nothing in it. You're not gonna see me on stage.
Right.
I just cleared my social media because I just kept like 3 posts. But I'm gonna get ready for the comeback. I'm getting ready for for that next push.
Right. Okay. Well, look out for the album June, July, or even August.
Yeah. The name though is self-titled, just Bohemian Lonely.
Yeah.
Like the Bolo EP, Bohemian Lonely album.
So how come you don't like switch up the title names? You just like to keep it yourself, or just like?
Well,
is there like a creative reason for it?
Honestly, I was trying to drop this album last year.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do both in the same year.
Oh, okay.
The Bolo EP, then the album.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to like rush it.
Okay.
So that's why I'm gonna drop it this year. And I feel like this is just an introduction. Now the shit I'm writing is kind of like, I'm kind of thinking more on the topic, and I just wanted to give me time to like really go, like be on some Kendrick shit and go deep into an album, like really make quality shit. So that's why I'm making sure this is quality. So when I put it out, because once it's out, it's out. Music is forever. When it comes out 5 years, people aren't going to be like, oh, he dropped it in 22 days late, you know? So I'm just making sure that when I do, it's going to stand that time test.
Got you. Yeah. So is there, like, going into like an album process or making a song, is there anything that you like fear the most, or is there something that probably like concerns you the most, or you just go in there and just like?
I used to have a bad problem with like writer's block.
Yeah.
But ever since I started producing, that kind of went away because if I don't feel like writing, I just try to make a beat.
Right.
And even when I have beat block, I kind of just told myself, like, if I'm not inspired to make music, that means I have to do more shit in my real life.
Right.
Because I just know inspiration comes and goes. Like, I'm not looking to always be inspired, and I'm not looking for the inspiration to, like, fuel me anymore.
Right.
I'm just like, I just got to keep pushing. Like, I just have to know that I am a rapper, and, like, it's gonna come. Like, I'm an artist. Because before I was gonna be like, dang, I have writer's block. Am I even legit? Like,
right.
you know. So I just got to know that it's not a way. It's something just has to hit me. Like,
right.
That's what Kendrick, he was like, I had writer's block for 2 years, nothing moved me. I'm like, you got to get moved to really write some real shit. So
right.
sometimes you're just not moved, and so you got to get moving. So I'm good.
So so we all like you. So how do you balance? Because you go to Georgia State, well, and then how do you balance you being a full-time musician and then also being a full-time student at the same time? It's
hard, man. Because sometimes I just have to be like, man, fuck it, man. Like, I gotta get these grades because I'm almost done. And I feel like, and being in school has given me a lot of opportunities. So, and I changed my major a couple semesters back to something that kind of fits what I'm trying to do now, like media entrepreneurship. So it's kind of like teaching me tactics that I would have to seek out more on my own. But now it's like opening more shit to me that it's giving me books about like music business, and so I can kind of like study the game more.
Right.
And like I told myself I'm not like really rushing to blow up this instant. I'm more so just focused on getting what I want out, like the music that I want out. So I feel like once I'm done with the school, I could like use it to actually put more into it instead of like regretting like, damn, I should have went to school, like, because I'm almost done, man. So it's just like I'm almost, I guess, gonna finish out. Like,
right. Well, spring 2023, I think. Yeah. Look out for those graduation dates.
You already
2023.
Bolo graduation. Oh, shit.
That's
man.
Cool. Yeah. So like, that's my next question. So as your career goes along, it's like, would you want to sign to a record label, or would you like stay as independent as long as possible? And if the right situation comes along, you'll just jump on it, or just like, or just
I want
whatever.
to see how I can do it. Because if other people can do it, like, I just feel like I'm always like, why not me? Like, what I can learn to do that shit.
Right.
And especially nowadays, man, you don't have to be. But I'm not opposed. I'm not like, fuck the labels.
Right.
If somebody's like really sees the talent in me and is like willing to like, and I get like somebody to really look at that paperwork and it's a good decision.
Right.
Why not? Like, I feel like wherever I go, like if I'm signed to a label, I'll take advantage of it like in a good way, because I'm not gonna try to make some like booty music. And I'm not gonna like, and I know about like advances and like making sure that shit is straight. Like I'm like really try to manage that shit right.
Right.
So, yeah.
Got you. And then do you also see yourself like giving like your music is like alternative? I think alternative enough for you to do this, like doing what Andre 3000 did on the Love Below, where he did more vocals and singing than he did more rapping.
Yeah, I really want to, man, like, I want to be the guy that I'm at Rolling Loud, I'm at Shaky Knees.
Yeah.
I'm at, like, I want to do all that shit. That's why, like, but I'm easing into it.
Right.
Like, because the EP is more rap. Like, there's no song where, like, he's singing.
Right.
But on the album, there's, like, some of those, like, really experimental songs.
Got you.
And now I'm, like, my goal now, on the shit I'm making now for the next, because I'm working on the next album after Bohemian Lonely.
Right.
And I want that shit to be some of the trippiest music you'll ever hear.
Right.
So right now I only have one song for that, but I just want everything to be right. And I'm trying to kind of really tell a story now. I'm trying to get deep, because I know like that's the next step for me. Like where every lyric kind of matters. So I'm just like, I'm really taking my time with this, with music now.
Right, gotcha.
But I'm still trying to work. That's why I'm trying to work with everybody so I can still stay active.
Right.
Well, as far as like my own stuff, I kind of want to like live life and write about like some real shit that's going like that moves me, like
Right.
not just like random songs, like because sometimes like with the EP, like I would make a random song,
Yeah.
but then I'd make a song that means something, and then I'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize I was talking about some real shit on this song, like.
Right.
But now I'm trying to be more intentional with it. It's more intentional on the album, and I'm trying to be like meticulous with it now.
Right. Got you. Yeah. Like my friend Alon, he sent me like I was already listening to music before, and then like he's like one of your fans too. He just sent me a link. He's like, yeah, you should check him out. I was like, I already did. He's dope. Like,
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. But yeah. So here, guys, you've been listening to Bohemian Lonely for the last like half hour. He came, took his day off to come and talk to y'all.
Shout out to Atlanta Radio.
Appreciate it.
Really giving a voice to the community.
We do our best. Yeah.
This shit's hard, man.
Gotcha. And so, is there any drops you want to do? Any shout outs? Like,
Man, shout out Shrugs. Shout out Outside. Shout out Camp. Shout out my mom. Shout out my dad. Shout out, man, people that really fuck with music, man.
Yeah.
Like that really, like, you know, Jay-Z be like, do you listen to music or do you just skim through it?
Yeah.
Shout out to the people who listen to music, because that's who I do it for.
Right. Yeah.
That's it, man.
For real. This lyrics actually showed that, so he's not bullshitting y'all either. Alright, so you've been listening to Bohemian Lonely again. You can find all his music on SoundCloud if you want to listen to Bolo's home studios. And then for the Bolo EP, you can see on every streaming platform. It's 6 songs. Yeah, it's a pretty quick listen.
12 minutes, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm like when I dropped it, I was so surprised at the love that it got.
Yeah.
Because when I dropped shit as JT, like, man, that shit was. When people saw me in person, I showed it to them and they'd be like, this is really good, but like it didn't do anything outside of that. And for the fact that it kind of got a life of its own, like no matter how big or small, whatever it is, it feels big to me. So it's just like it kind of was a confirmation that I'm doing the right thing with this whole Bolo shit. Like I just got to keep consistent and keep being serious about it.
That makes. Oh yeah, one of your lyrics you said you just dropped the album, but you didn't know promo for it. It's like, is that your mentality for everything you drop? You just gonna drop it with no promo, or just like?
I'm gonna do singles, a bigger single rollout for the album.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's still gonna be kind of quick. Yeah, I'm still figuring out the whole drop process for this album this summer. Right. It's gonna be single is gonna be throughout the summer, but the album's gonna come towards the end of the summer.
Got you.
And yeah, man. Like, it's gonna whatever needs to happen. Like, I'm really big on like that perfect time and like even that Kendrick album, man. Like, it took him 5 years. He was supposed to drop it a little earlier, but I feel like it came at the perfect time. Like, that shit is speaking to me.
Right.
So I'm like. Music knows what it's doing. Like, that EP knew what it was gonna do. Like, I did not expect for it to do what it did, and I was like, I gotta get it out.
Yeah, you know how it did that? I mean, other than just being good music, you just.
Well, no, I actually like really put time into like the rollout and shooting videos and making sure that I kind of contacted promo pages.
Right.
Try like really taking it seriously, like I'm a business. Like instead of just like I make music, like I'm really focus on the business aspect of it too, like, because that's important.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, maybe you just picked up stream, like someone heard it.
It was intentional, but I still didn't know if that shit would work.
Right.
Because I was just like, are people gonna fuck with it? And I kind of knew that it was real when I saw people that were like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to everybody being like, oh, this is really good. This is fire. And it goes nowhere. But like, just them polar opinions, like that Daps and Hugs song.
Yeah.
When I first made it, one of my friends was like, yo, this is my favorite song you've ever made. And one of my other friends was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like.
No, when you perform it, it's like so fun. You like everyone like get a partner, and then like when I sing this song, dap them up, and everyone just does it. It's like hilarious, but it's cool.
Yeah, spreading the love, man. And it's like a after COVID anthem, like putting dap and hug.
No, at all.
And that was unintentional, but it's like, so it is intentional at the same time.
Right. Yeah, when you hear that, folks. Yeah, his EP dropping out dropping in this summer. So look out in June, July, August, or September. September 20th is the last day of the summer.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, see, like that's bare. That's the. If it don't come out in September, man, like check on me, man.
School just started again, so you're probably busy.
Yeah, no, it's coming out, man. Like it's, man. I feel the energy. Like, just expect me to come soon, man. Like,
Right.
With some shit, like really soon.
Right. Got you. And here, that was Bohemian Lonely. So, again, thank you for coming on the show and speaking to us. Make sure to check out, like, your EP when it drops over the summer, whenever it drops. And then we're going to stream the hell out of it. I will, at least.
Man,
but,
thank you.
But we'll be on the lookout for anything else you drop, too. So,
Thank you, man.
Bohemian Lonely is on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, everything that is mainstream, like, mainstream... Damn it, like streaming service wise.
Yeah, all the platforms.
Yeah, and SoundCloud. Can't forget SoundCloud. Yeah. All right, man. Thanks again.
Thank you, man.
All right, we gotta see you next Sunday at the same time around 9 p.m. All right, peace out.